Today we're going to talk about the new Netflix original series Dracula, so let's get started. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too and Netflix, you guys are in the right spot. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and click that notification for more up and coming videos. Today we're going to talk about the 3-part Dracula series that also aired on BBC on Wednesday for the first episode, Thursday for the second episode, and Friday for the last episode. And then all 3 episodes went on to Netflix Saturday morning, January 4th. I was really anticipating this series. I read the Bram Stoker story long ago in high school during an AP class, so I'm familiar with the story. And Count Dracula is played by Claes Bang. And Jonathan Harker travels to Transylvania to meet a new client and finalize the sale of a house in London, but finds himself trapped in a terrifying maze-like castle of undead brides with a vampire count whose ambition is to conquer the world. Since each episode has already been on BBC and is on Netflix, I will be including some spoilers. I won't be going into some big twists, but certain spoilers will be thrown throughout this review. This is such a stylish looking series. When I think of Dracula, I think of that classic Universal monster film, and this series definitely does a great job of feeling very classical and very elegant. And it does a great job of adapting its source material, but also adding a lot of new things to switch things up and have some humor within it. But for the most part, it does follow that storyline from that classic novel while also trying to be old, the way that the castle and the costume designs look for the first episode and most of the second episode, and then trying to be a little bit different with the third episode as well. It takes some of the characters that we've known before and does something a little bit different with it. There is a lot of humor within this series, which I was not expecting. I thought it was going to be something just very gory, what I saw off of the trailer, and it's Count Dracula, so I wasn't expecting too much humor within it, and there is a lot of it. A lot of one-liners from Sister Agatha, a nun, and I just think a lot of it works. A lot of these one-liners are funny, and some of the things they do say work within the show. Claes Bang, if that's how you pronounce his first name, I'm truly sorry if I just butchered it, but he stars as Count Dracula, and he does a great job of being equally terrifying as the older version of Dracula. And then once Jonathan Harker comes in, he starts to become younger, so he does a great job playing that much older Dracula, also as well as the more revived Dracula. It's creepy for both sides of Dracula. He has a thirst for blood. Dolly Wells plays Sister Agatha, and she provides a lot of the humor within the show. She's really confident in herself. Despite never finding God, she's still in a covenant. And I really did like her story within this first episode as well as the third episode. This is separated into 3 different parts, and each episode is an hour and a half long, the length of an average movie. And so you get like 3 films that you get to see for this series, and it is an enjoyable watch. The first episode focuses on Jonathan Harker as well as Dracula and him discovering who Count Dracula really is. And if you've read the story, the second episode is him trying to go to England, and then the third episode is something completely different. And at the end of the second episode, there is a big twist that really caught my attention and made me want to really finish this series, and hopefully ended up strong. Now the third episode is easily the weakest of the bunch. It tries to do a lot within that episode, where the first episode had a nice setup for the character and setting the overall tone and being really creepy. And then the second episode also felt very isolated, and there was a mystery for the people on the ship and who is making these people go missing on this ship. And the third episode caught me by surprise, but like I said, it is easily the weakest one. They try to do a little bit too much within that series, and it kind of disregards certain things from the story and switches things up. And I did appreciate that, but I think that the way that they ended the episode was really weak. The series talks a lot about human rights. The series is really gory at times, and I was expecting that. It's fun to watch. I think Count Dracula is a really interesting character. He is so smooth in the show. He knows what he wants. He can get it done right away. The actor who plays him is very convincing in his role, but I think one of the standout is easily Sister Agatha. I liked her in her role, very confident, and I think that they two work together really well. And there's a nice twist on her character as well. Overall, Dracula on Netflix is a great watch. It's a bit of a shorter watch with only 3 episodes, about an hour and a half each. They pack a lot of it in it, and it definitely does feel very similar to that novel, and they do a great job of adapting it while also integrating new things as well. Some people may not like the new things that they do with the characters and certain things that the characters do in the show because it already has sparked some controversy, but I overall really did enjoy this series. It's creepy, it's violent, it's an overall good time. I'm gonna go ahead and give Dracula a B+. It is on Netflix now. Have you guys seen it? Let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. My name is Just Watch Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.